Hey y'all, got a new product review for you all today. This is the Olight Obulb. Finally got my hands on one. I've been seeing reviews on it on YouTube, and really cool looking light. Been wanting one for a while for a very specific reason. This light fulfills a very niche, very specific purpose in my life, and that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about it. After using it the last couple of days, I believe it's going to fill that niche just perfect. Maybe a little tweaks here and there that I'll talk about here in just a minute. But let's go over some of the specs of the light. Here's the information manual that came with it. Briefly, there's 8 different modes. It's a multicolored bulb light. It's IPX7 waterproof, 1.5 meter impact resistant. Here's the specs. It's 75 lumens for 3 hours is the max output, or the high. And the low is 3.5 lumens for 40 hours. That's really amazing. The color output looks like it's 3 to 7 lumens depending on what color you have, and it runs for approximately 7 hours. Another cool thing about this light, I didn't find out until just before I did this video, is that it actually has a battery life indicator. Once the battery drops below 10%, it'll flash once every 30 seconds. So that's really cool. It kind of hits all the marks when it comes to what I look for in my flashlights, even though this is kind of a little different. You know, it's on a different scale than what I judge my flashlights with, because it's it's a bulb. It's not really a flashlight. It's meant to really light up a specific area. There we go. It's wanting to focus now. But what do I use this light for? I have been looking for, as many of you know, I've said in other videos, I work as a paramedic with the ambulance department, and we sleep in a barracks. It's a big bed hall. You know, there's other guys in there sleeping, across the hall and across the way. And I've been looking for a light to set on my nightstand to where when I get a call at night, I can get up and gather all my things that I have sitting on my nightstand without fumbling around and dropping things and forgetting things when I leave. I carry a lot of crap in my pockets when I'm on calls, but when I go to bed at night, I take all that stuff out, set it on my nightstand, and leave it there until I get a call and it's time to get up and go. I've got I'm a supervisor, so I have a couple of different phones. I've got a pouch with flashlight in it, pens and writing materials. What else do I have? Charger, phone chargers, all kind of different things that I lay out on the nightstand. Well, for the past 10 years, the bed hall is completely dark, and when I get a call, I'm fumbling around for those different supplies to put back in my pockets to where I can go make the 911 call. Well, what I had been using prior to the last couple of nights, is the little flashlights that I carry on my person, and they function okay, but they're directional. They shoot out a beam of light in a specific direction, and they're not really meant to light up an area, like a bulb or a night light. But what I have been using is my little Olight Keychain flashlight, and it runs, I believe it's 5 lumens, and I'll set that on my nightstand and just kind of let it run until I get a call. Well, the problem with that is these keychain lights, they don't have very much battery life, and so what I'll wind up doing is, rather than letting it go dead, I'll turn it off right before I go to sleep, and there again, I'm left in the same predicament every time I get up at night. I'm still in pitch black darkness, fumbling around trying to find my little light to figure out where all my stuff is. So that's what I have been using. I've been using that or my other Olight. This is the i5R rechargeable AA style flashlight that Olight has. And it does the same thing. It'll last a lot longer because it's AA, but there again, if I set it on my nightstand and let it run all night until I get a call, it might have enough juice to last the whole night, but when I take it out to go on a call, it may be pretty close to dying. And so if I need it while I'm out doing my stuff, it may not be sufficiently charged. So that's where this Olight bulb comes in. Really excited about this because it fills that niche of where I can turn it on, let it set all night on my nightstand. It's so dim that it really doesn't interfere with me going to sleep. It's not like having something blaring in your eyes. And when I wake up at night and have to gather my things, I can just, there it is, everything. I can see everything. I can gather all my earbuds, my charger, my phones, everything up, get them in my pockets, and then leave for the call. And I just leave the bulb on my nightstand, just leave it running. That's why the 40-hour runtime is perfect, because I could just, when I get to work, if I wanted to, right when I got to work, I could just turn it on and set it on my nightstand and leave it. It's not going to bother anybody. It's so dim, but it is bright enough to illuminate just that small area of the nightstand. So it's done really well. I've tried it a couple of times, and I'm super excited because it's actually working. The different modes, we'll go over the modes right now, actually, since we're talking about it. That's the first mode. It's 3.5 lumens, and it's just a white light. The second mode is the 75 lumens, and this is pretty decent. It doesn't put out near as much as a regular bulb, but it does illuminate quite a bit. I'm going to take it into the bathroom a little later on and show y'all how much it does bright up a pitch black room. But it does a really good job of doing that. That's the second mode. The third mode is the red one. And this is actually the one I leave it in when I go to sleep at night, or I have been the last couple of nights, because it's just a little dimmer than in the white light with 3.5 lumens. The only downside about this light, leaving it on the red, is its runtime, I think, is probably around 7 hours. Whereas the dim 3.5 lumen white light is 40 hours, which would be perfect, because I can just set it there and let it run all night. So, like I said, I've only used it a couple times the last few nights that I've been at work, and I'm going to do a little more testing with the red versus the white dim and see which one will fulfill that role best. Even though this is really dim as a red, and it kind of helps preserve your night vision, it could be a little dimmer. Even the white dim at 3.5 lumens, it's almost perfect, but I could even get away with it being probably 1 to 2 lumens. So if there was something I could change, I wouldn't necessarily get rid of set whatever lumen set this red is in the 3.5, but it would be nice to have some sort of dimmer mode than the 3.5. But there's the red. Here's green. It's got blue. It's got a multicolored where it just changes constantly, and it kind of goes from blue to some kind of purple, pinkish, orange, greenish. So it's got a whole bunch of other different little color variations in there when it's on the continual changing mode. But after that one, you've got the flashing red. So this would be really good for, like, if you have a flat tire on the side of the road. You want to have some sort of a signal light. And then it goes back to the white dim. The lockout function on this is you hold it down for like 2 seconds or so. Well, hang on, I got that wrong. Let's see. There it goes. You hold it down for like a couple seconds, and it goes into the lockout mode, where if you press it, it doesn't actually stay on. It just does like a momentary type light. You turn it to get out of the lockout mode, you just hold it down, and it comes on. So that's kind of cool. It's got a little lockout mode in it. It is magnetic rechargeable. This is the first Olight that I've ever had that is magnetic rechargeable, and that's really cool. I have to say I'm kind of impressed. It's really nice to have that feature. If I do decide to leave it on red and run it all night, I could always plug it in and just leave it on red. That way I know I've got enough battery or enough charge to last the entire night on. Let's see, it seems like there's some other function that hadn't said yet. Not sure. But that's the light. It's really cool. It's really small. I really expected this to be a lot bigger. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those push lights in the past that are like really big. You know, they're like the size of a big softball. And I expected it to be more that size. But yeah, it's even smaller than a regular size light bulb. Really cool. The girls, I've got a couple of twin girls, and they love this thing. It's such a toy to them because they will turn it on and turn the different colors. And I really wish I had bought two of them because they wind up fighting over it. So they love it. It's such a toy for them. It's pretty funny to watch them call out all the different colors on the light. But what's included in the box? You know, you get your charger. It comes with this metal pad that has a adhesive on the back where you slap it on the wall or something, and it allows you to stick the bulb on there. If there's not something metal that you can put it on where you want it, you can slap this pad on there, and it allows you to attach it to wherever you want. So that's really cool. Is there anything I'm missing? Let's see. One of the packages, we have the charger, this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to be a keeper for me. This is really filling that niche quite nicely. So I'm going to take it in the bathroom where it's pitch black, and we'll do a little test for you. All right, guys, this is the Obulb. There you go. This is a tiny little, what is this? Maybe a 6 foot by 6 by 5 foot little tiny bathroom. And that's on the low setting. And it's just like a little nightlight, like a little hallway nightlight type deal. Just enough light to see where you're going. Here's the high mode, 75 lumens. It's a pretty decent job of lighting up the room. You know, it's not going to show every little detail as far as, you know, illuminating everything, but it definitely is plenty light enough to do what you need to do in any kind of like small type area. Here's the red. You see the red is definitely dimmer than it is the tiny little low setting of the white light. It's dimmer on the red setting. Green. It's really cool. It's got blue. Then here's on the multicolored. It's really cool, really Christmassy. Actually, the next setting is more Christmassy because it's flashing. It's like Christmas lights. So you can do some pretty cool things with that around Christmas time if you have a whole bunch of them. And then here's the emergency flashing light. And then we're back to the low. Really cool light. Really excited about having it, taking it to work and using it for that specific purpose. The last couple of nights, it's been almost perfect. It's definitely the best thing that I've come across as far as illuminating my little nightstand where I can get all my little accoutrements ready to go when I get a call. So, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. If you want to, hit the like button, subscribe, and I appreciate your time.